Okay, I think I'm doing that done. Hi everybody, it's me, Manda. This is my channel. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe. So I thought today I have a recipe that is like a comfort food for me. It's cabbage carbonara. So I figured that I would take through and do that and conversate at the same time. Well, you know, generally at the same time. So first, what I have some bacon here, and then I have some just real thin, like strip steak, cabbage, onion. I've got chili garlic sauce, Dijon mustard, and I actually cooked the noodles beforehand. So these are just egg noodles, and they're just al dente. And what al dente means is just firm. So you don't want like a soggy noodle because, ew, you want it, to have some heft to it. Like when you see it, you should just barely, if not see a little white stripe in there. Okay. Again, eating on camera. Hi, Terry. Hi, Roxy. Hi, Sylvan. Okay. So what I'm going to start out with is I'm going to start out with the bacon. Hi, Q family. Okay, that noodle was like, I cooked it for an instant. Okay, I'm just going to put it on medium there. I'm going to wash that noodle down with some coffee. Yummy. Okay. So now with bacon, what I do, I like to make it last, but there's a lot of things that it goes well in. So pretty much here. This is about 2 inches. So I just cut 2 inches off of the bacon there into like little strips. I'm going to take out one more. And the reason I'm doing one more is because I like leftovers on this one. So I like to make just a little extra to throw in the fridge and, have like for breakfast or whatever, because it's pretty yummy. Okay. So got the bacon. Let me see here. Hi, Sean. Oh, thank you, Randall. How are you? Do you drink beer sometimes? No, I do not. I have, but I do not anymore. I honestly try not to drink very much at all. Okay, so just put your bacon in there. I was like getting all careful with it, and now I'm just like throwing it in there. So throw it in there. Wash your hands because it's pork and cross-contamination, all that jazz. Although I did set it on the cutting board, so I suppose that's like, I just like washing my hands after touching it, before grabbing spatulas and all that jazz. Okay. And I actually put the towel to rub my hands on underneath the laptop. Let me grab a paper towel. Let's see. Okay. So while waiting for that, does anybody, let's see, Shell. Oh, hi, Shell. It's reading either, do I? Okay, the bacon, once it starts going, it's not yet. I'm just kind of like separating it so that it cooks thoroughly because I like it a little crispy in here. Then you're going to add a little bit of your chili paste to that. Hi, Carol. Man, it's so nice to see all you guys. I wonder if have any of you tried any of the recipes that I've put up so far? I'm asking a question. Okay. Roxy, who taught you how to cook? You seem to enjoy it. I only cook because I want to eat. Okay. Wow. That is a really good question. And there's like my cooking, there's so much in depth. My grandmother really loved cooking. And there were times where I would get a break from the abuse and go stay with her. And it was something that we did together. And she taught me it was just this amazing source of time that we got to spend together. And then throughout life, I just continued that. And there are certain things that I make that remind me of her. And I lost everything when I became unhoused, including pictures. And so now I can remember her by continuing what she did. And also, on a second note, it was also life-saving for me at one point in time. I had 3 children, and we were really struggling. And so I was able to lean on those skills to be able to sell like my cranberry sauce, my pies, things like that in a manner that just kept our heads above water. So, you know, there's just so much that surrounds food and culture and the experience. And so food is deeply personal to me. You know, I do have to, of course, like everyone else, make sure to, you know, eat a well-balanced, healthy diet. And I try to do that. This is not one of those, like I said, this is one of my favorites. I don't necessarily make it often, but it's not necessarily what you would classify as healthy at all. So don't think this is one of those. And I did make an amazing burger last night and lemon raspberry pie. So, you know, I might be going a little crazy. Let's see. Sean, maybe I can send you some Western recipes. He was like, hey, I'm all for recipes. I don't necessarily follow them to a T, but I will definitely consult them. Carol, you made the pancakes. Yay! I'm glad you liked them. That's awesome. That makes me so happy. I haven't tried any as yet. I love your recipes. Happy Earth Day. Happy Earth Day to you too. Hi, M&W Productions. Hi, Shell. A survivor in so many ways. You know, but we all are. We all have survived everything that has been thrown at us up until this point. There are everybody goes through their own thing of trauma. And right now I'm trying to have a lot of compassion for those that have never really experienced heavy trauma who are going through this. Because this has got, you know, those of us that have been through some stuff, I gotta say, there is a set of skills that is honed after, I don't know, 15 to 20 traumas where you're able to roll with it, I think. And if you've been, you know, had treatment and things like that and understand if you're mentally ill and all that, there's caveats to that. But I think that it's much harder if you don't have a skill set to pull from. And I'm very blessed in that regard. What I have to stop doing is, you know, when I do look out my balcony and it's like pouring rain, just being like, because, you know, I know that there is a large population of people out there that, you know, aren't as blessed. They're not as privileged as I am right now. And I'd love to get them there. Let's see. I am well. I'm going to make some food in a minute too. It's 1:50 a.m. It is, what time is it? It is 5:55 p.m. here, so it is right at dinner time. And this is actually starting to crisp up. So right now is where I'm gonna just put in. Okay, this is spicy, so definitely this is to taste. I am going to put about. I'm gonna put about that much in, a tablespoon. That's just there. So yummy. I'm gonna just kind of mix that up. While dodging hot grease, of course. That is one thing, though. I don't remember my grandmother ever cooking with spice. So I have to say that my time when I lived in Louisiana, I did practice. I got a lot of skill set from there. That was some amazing cooking. I just like taking it from everywhere that I've been and things that I've experienced. And spice is one of those that, as long as it's got flavor, I don't like that thing where it's like people are taking, or like I'm taking it to try to hurt myself. I like the combination of the flavors. Okay, I'm gonna address some comments. Let's see. How was the burger? Oh my gosh, it was kind of a burger. I'm gonna chop up. I actually have some more of that meat left. It's like a thin flat steak. I'll show you. They're real thin, and usually they're on sale. And I just chop them up really fine. And I'm gonna actually put those in just 1 second. And the burger was amazing. There are times I'm just like, wow. You got it. That was good. Hi, Parthy. I'm good. Live. Yay. But it was so good. What did I put in that too? A few of the same things here, just without what I'm going to be adding as a sauce here. I put a little bit of course, cayenne, salt, pepper, a little bit of coconut amino, some spice in it. I also here am going to this. I love adding this to my recipes, and this is Dijon mustard. And I have mustard spice up there. I have it just kind of like not tons, but you know, a little bit. Okay, I'm going to chop up the meat. Now that this is getting pretty crispy, I'm going to chop up the beef and put that in there. And I'm going to turn because I have to pay attention to what I'm doing because I only want to chop this, not my fingers. There we go. Okay, and just spread that all over in there. Let's see. I'm washing my hands. Oh, great. Yeah. Right. And that's the thing. And I'm sure it goes for a lot of injuries, but I did notice that after my brain injuries, I am much more like burns are a thing now. I burn myself a lot by reaching out and grabbing, like, it's like my brain did not connect that it was hot. I've actually reached into the oven and grabbed onto pans, and it's the dumbest thing in the world, but it's definitely a thing. And so I try to, really cut down. And it's not just fun. I'm sorry, Rowan is like right here. She's got the eyes. Here. Next. Okay. Hi, Linda, from the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I hear you mention Louisiana quite often. What part of Louisiana are you referring to? I lived in Church Point for about 7 years. On and off. It was pretty rocky. But I had a beautiful garden, and you do with what you got. And I learned from the area, and I learned from, I still have some friends that are amazing people that are from there. So it just wasn't for me, and that's okay. I absolutely adore where I live now, and I have good health care, and I got some good cooking skills out of it, so that's always wonderful. Let's see. What about current status? Seattle COVID-19, any problem, or it's okay? Of course there's problems. I got a call from one of my colleagues, and she was saying, she was checking on me to see how I was, and I was like, well, here's the issue. In response to my demographic, the only thing that is going to make it better is stable housing with people having their own facilities. Sharing facilities shares viruses. That's just a thing. That's the way it is. We're also undergoing a hepatitis A outbreak. And so I keep getting asked to go to all these meetings and all these webinars and all this other stuff. And I'm like, it's pointless. Right now, it's pointless. Right now, we are in emergency mode. To do anything, to say 6 months from now, we're going to do this. This is like looking at things as if they were the status quo. We're going to go under societal upheavals in some aspects. So I told her, I was like, and luckily, and she's my friend that she works on zoonotic diseases. I'm a consultant for the One Health Clinic. And it's a project, you should really check it out. One Health Clinic, One Health out of UW. It's amazing. They study, our clinic studies the animal-human bond, but anyhow, I digress. I was like, zoonotic diseases, that's relevant. I can get with that and have me on those meetings all day long. I'll go. But any meetings talking about what we think we know 6 months from now, when an entire population is going to be completely decimated, I think I'm not going to those meetings. And I think that I'm not even going to I don't need to spin my wheels. That's what that is. That's spinning my wheels. There is no trajectory that we can see as an outcome as of yet to where this is going to end, especially in the displaced demographic, or how many displaced it's going to happen from this. So I told her, I said, if the meetings are relevant and I think that it's something that needs to be done now and can be done now, absolutely, I will speak, I will do that. But as far as the other stuff, not relevant, I'm going to go bake pies. Thank you. Which I know it's harsh, but one cool thing though is the masks did make a difference. I got Laura from Seattle Dogs over 40 some masks, and she has been handing them out, and people, they were fitting, they look great. They're able to wash them. It's going to be awesome. So to Tony, who donated the fabric, and everybody else who was right there, thank you so very, very much. Let's see. Burns are horrible. I have oven gloves. What is written on my shirt? Keep breathing, keep loving. It's one of my favorite sweatshirts. I'm obsessed with it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sean, I'm from Houston, Texas, and my dad's home is Baton Rouge. Okay. Hello, Hadnot. Hi, Markio. Has Athena and Sagel been? I will tell her hello. She has, things are difficult, and when people panic in situations, sometimes, it doesn't turn out the greatest. But they're okay. They're okay, and they've got a good encampment, and they've got the necessities that they need and the resources. So they're good, and I will tell her hello. Let's see. Hi, Minna. Enjoy your. Hi, Chris from Australia. Hi from Seattle. Keep breathing. All right, doing good. Markio, you're using mascara. Okay, I did too. I actually did, and if you look, I even put glitter on there. Them bad boys. I figure I got to learn how to do my eye makeup if I'm going to be wearing a mask covering half my face. Not that it matters because my glasses immediately fog up, but whatever. So is life. Okay, now that this is all fried, okay, you're going to want to keep back as much as the juices as you can. Or, because it's not just grease in there, there's some juices in there. Okay, so you keep that back. Pour some onion here. Hey, what are you? You don't get that close to the kitchen. Again, try not to cut myself. And by the way, just a little tip. When you see me do stuff like this, and I'm just pushing them off to the side and I'm not throwing them away, there's a reason for that. When you're cutting vegetables and things like, you can make an amazing vegetable stock. Like all of this here, like the stuff that I'm just kind of throwing over here, other than the skins, I'm not going to use these. These will come off. But throw that in a little bit of water and boil it down till you get like a nice hefty broth, and it's really amazing. Throw some garlic in there, some spices. It makes an excellent soup. And just throw your strips of cabbage in there. So now you've got the kind of ends and the grease and everything from the meats. So you're throwing your onions in there, you're throwing your cabbage in there, and you're going to kind of fry that down. At this point, you can add, and I will be, but some people garlic doesn't, they don't care for, but I like quite a bit. Okay, let's see. Cabbage, onions. Soup is good as well. Yeah. Hi, Megan. onion makes us cry. I know. I try to chop onion pretty quickly because I have that issue too. And I was thinking about that while I was chopping it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take the meat, noodles, and that's about, I would say, 2 cups of noodles. And stir that together. And cleaning up. Okay, now that stuff is in there. All right. Let's see. Do I have an electric or a gas stove? I have an electric stove. Everything in my apartment is electric. And that's going to take a minute. So what are some good meals that you guys cook for comfort? Since we're like, well, I'm making a comfort food. So like for me, it'd be something like this, or spaghetti is like a huge one. I make an excellent spaghetti. But I have to say, okay, for all the, what is that called? Bragging that I was doing about my cooking. I posted pictures last night of this like amazing lemon raspberry pie, and it totally didn't set. So the picture of it was like gonna look gorgeous, and then yeah, it didn't work out, but I was still, able to like take the crust and then dip it in and then eat the raspberries. It was fine. But not everything turns out. That's why it's like kind of it's just experimenting. You learn as you go. It's like when my kids were babies, I didn't want to like I was on this thing of making homemade baby food, and that's where I got good at canning and learning, there's just so much bread making. That's what it was. It wasn't necessarily that I wanted them to have like homemade stuff. So I constantly was making bread and cookies. And at the time, we lived on a military installation. And so all of the ones that didn't meet necessarily, and even the ones that did, like I would bake and bake and bake and just throw it out to like my ex-husband's platoon. Like I'd be like, here, just take it, friends, whatever. You guys, they would they go out on these missions, and so I would just like send cookies with, or like bread rolls or whatever. Let's see. I came out a little late. What are you making? I am making cabbage carbonara. And the thing is that's what I'm calling it, but it's definitely a little different than just a regular carbonara. Get in there. Let's see. Crock pot chicken and mashed potatoes. That's yummy too. That is. I don't have a crock pot though. I use my pots with lids. Good idea. I bought veggie broth. I'm gonna start making it. It is. It's super, super easy. It does take a little bit to like cook things down, and I totally could have planned a little bit better. I thought I was planning great with doing the noodles first, but I'm learning as things go. I got the acrylic I needed today to start painting again, which is wonderful because you guys saw the bouquet I got on the last vlog. I'm gonna try to paint it. I've tried painting lilies before and they've never ever worked out. And what a like perfect moment to not just have a picture of one, but an actual one there to learn from. So I'm gonna spend some time doing that. I've already got like my little area set up. People do not know beyond the mask to protect the nose and mouth and need to wear eye protection. Well, it depends on what they're doing and where they're going. You know, the PPE that a healthcare provider needs is much more than somebody who is social distancing and, you know, grabbing a package from the porch or walking your dog. Let's see. Your emergency medicine and food items. I'll be all right. I'm not really too, you know, I'll roll with it. Whatever, you know, things happen and you just got to be able to roll with it. Like I'm not up on, I've got, you know, rice and beans, of course, and all the supplies I would need, you know, should anything get real rough. But I'm also growing a garden and I have an amazing network of people that are loving and kind and you know, it's communities are coming together and I find that I have a very beautiful community and I think I'm really focused on that and finding those connections and the people that are going to roll with it, you know, and be all right. Let's see. I just try to be creative. Most times it works out well. Sometimes not so much, right? That's the thing. Sometimes it does. Sometimes, that's why when I was thinking about it, like doing the cooking show and I was saying making a mess in the kitchen, because literally it's fun to just try things, throw things in there, see how it works out. Okay. I don't know if you can see, but it's starting to kind of cook down. And this is the time that we add salt and pepper. And even though I added the chili, I'm going to go for a lot of black pepper because I actually discussed this with my friend Liz the other day about cabbage and black pepper. And I have to agree that I do, like she said, like a lot of black pepper on my cabbage. I am so hoping I don't inhale any of this and sneeze. Okay, please don't let that happen. Where's the rice? No rice in this. There are noodles in this, so no need for rice. Down some more. Let's see. Where is Rowan? Well, Rowan just walked off all upset because I wasn't giving her anything. Cute family. I love potatoes too. My favorite comfort food is turkey dressing and mashed potatoes. We've been eating Mediterranean diet, so so much of that in, but we do feel better. I think it's just about balancing it. And that's like the thing with comfort food. Like, that's totally not healthy, not something I eat on a regular, but I wanted to make it and I'm feeling it, so I'm going to eat it. And I hope you guys, if you want to try it out, I hope you enjoy the recipe. I think having fun in the kitchen is awesome. Let's see. Leek and pepper. Oh, that's good too. I like leek and potato soup. Where's Rowan? Rowan is over by the balcony. Black pepper and cabbage is a great combination. It's also super Polish. Whatever, it's yummy. Then they hit a home run. They did. That's where that's at. And it's really up to like individual taste again on how you want your cabbage. Do you want it firm? Do you like it, do you like it crispy? Do you like it soggy? I don't like mine cooked all the way down. I like it to have just a little bit of crunch left to it. So I'm gonna let it cook just a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna take that off and then we're gonna make the sauce. Already made meat and potatoes. Sometimes just watching and listening to you, I tend to forget something. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I think that that's exactly it. That's what's important is that's what, when I was talking about community and things like that, it is important for us to reach out and not in a way of, constantly thinking about this virus out there, but thinking about, yummy food or flowers or birds or anything that you can grab onto to remember how absolutely precious life is. Because we're alive right now. We're here. It's almost like being grounded. Not being grounded like I said that wrong. I didn't mean like being grounded as in like a child being grounded. I meant being grounded as in taking your shoes off and feeling the grass beneath your feet, the floor, the being able to be in the moment and understand be here today. And I do forget it from time to time, but I try not to forget how absolutely blessed I am to have any moments left at all. Okay, I'm taking that off. And we're just going to put it in the same bowl as everything else. And now, I'm going to grab my whipping cream. And yes, I put a good dose of whipping cream in there. I would say probably about a cup. And I almost forgot. Where's that? There it is. Parmesan. See. Hi, Karen. Cabbage carbonara. And you can definitely use milk, but you're probably going to have to cook it a lot longer and thicken it. I'm going to hold a little bit of that back. Just want to You want to melt the cheese into the cream. And how thick you want your sauce, that's up to you. Let's see. This is flour. And I'm just going to grab about a teaspoon, okay? Not a heaping teaspoon, that was like half a teaspoon, but it's equals out to a teaspoon. What is that? Parmesan cheese. It's a type of hard cheese that's yummy. All right. There we go. Okay. See how that's thickening? Okay. There we go. Look at that. That's a cheesy sauce. Turn this off. Pour that in. Trying to find all the cabbage. And that's what it looks like when it's done. Can you see? And I'm going to try it. Hopefully it all worked out. Perfect. Absolutely wonderful. Turned out exactly how it was supposed to. And like I said, it's absolutely wonderful the next day. Pop it in the microwave. It's yummy. I've never tried to freeze it or anything, but there you go. That's one of my comfort meals. And now it's dinner time. Let me address some comments. Instagram and Facebook and YouTube comments. Are you? Sometimes, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I miss them. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I catch them. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I don't respond because I don't want to. Mark, you understood. Neha. Hi, how are you? Good morning. It's evening here. Hi from Seattle. Cute. Roxy, looks delicious. Thank you for sharing your recipe. No problem. I was thinking about the next one I do. Well, I actually think the next vlog I do, I'm gonna talk about some of the issues in displacement. But I might also do donuts because I make some pretty darn good donuts, and it's a good on-hand recipe to have. And I got yeast in the mail, so now I can make breads and all that. Well, I could before if you have potatoes, you can make it, but whatever. I have yeast now. Very excited, so I'm gonna make some recipes with that. The problem with that is I'm probably not. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that live because that literally takes hours. Your thing delicious. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys are so kind to me, and I just want to say that right now. Thank you. Your kindness makes my life better, and I appreciate it so very, very much. And I think is so important that, it just immediately, it gives me something to focus on, something to look forward to, something, to know that, there's just so much kindness out there. And for every idiot that's being a jerk right now, there's also quite a few people that are reaching out and doing amazing things. So I try to remember that. All right, guys, bye. I will talk to you all later. Karen, it's bye, guys.